Good morning to the Most High. Thank Him for allowing me to wake up and do this live. Second, um, thank my day ones, my day twos, my day threes. Now, I titled this video what I did and the way I did, and the thumbnail that you see is because it has already begun, right? And I say that because um, the petrodollar is the number one world currency, and it's totally under attack. Okay. Now you got NATO, which is the American alliance with certain countries, and you got BRIC, which is China and Russia. Now, the reason why China would not condemn Russia with the Ukraine situation because they're partners, they're allies, right? The reason why America would not condemn the Crimea Bridge being exploded because they're allies. You see, what this thing boils down to is that these are countries that's aligned with one another, and you got China, which is on that side, the biggest economics over there, and you got America over here, the biggest side, economics. Salute, salute. So at the end of the day, with the alliances that's formed, the attack is on the petrodollar. And all the inflation and all the balloon and gas prices, they're not going to tell, main media not going to tell you that it has already begun. The same reason why Joe Biden won't announce that the America is in a recession. Because when you do that, then put out if Joe Biden said the word recession, then businesses and corporations are going to start laying people off based upon just that word. So he's not saying that because that word will trigger an economical failure. And that means that Russia, China, along with many other countries, will have the upper hand at converting over from the petrodollar. So right now, it's a psychological war going on with the petrodollar. And um, many Americans, you know, cannot play into that system of saying that we're in a recession and saying that this and that, and saying that this and that, because it's an unspoken attack on the petrodollar with the alliances that China have formed. See, China been at war with America for many years. China been fighting to try to get to number one world dominant. So anything that Russia have that's going on, China will not condemn them because China is trying to be the world leader at everything. And they have an alliance. So you guys cannot find this type of news on the media. You will not get it on the media. Salute to everybody. Salute D-Man 50. Salute Art Dim. Salute Rocco. Salute Joshua. Salute Chris. Salute Jenny. You won't be able to find that kind of news on any main media because it has already begun. This is why the petrodollar, the value is not what it once was, because the war against the dollar has already begun. You know, back in the day when they formed walls, it was to crush the country economic system, where they just be isolated from the rest of the world. Well, right now, that's what these countries are trying to do to the United States. The United States depend on China for a lot of things with trades and all that. So the United States depend on everybody for gas and oil and things of that nature. So right now, its alliance is formed to cripple the United States economic wise, the petrodollar that being. So it already has begun. It's just you're just not seeing individuals from China and America on the battlefield uh, like back in the day in the conventional war. It's more modernized and technical now. This is why you see hacks within the computer system and the technology side of things is all to destroy the monetization system of the United States, the petrodollar. They want to get away from that because as long as the United States are the world currency, the United States is the most powerful country, period. But if they could change that narrative, then they can bring United States down in a battle, in a world battle, economics wise. What you guys think in the comment section? Because that's actually this is actually it has already begun. This is why the dollar don't have the value that it once had. So actually, um, hate to say this, but actually Joe Biden is actually fighting to actually keep the dollar value, and he can't say publicly. He can't say publicly that's his battle. He can't say publicly his battle is to keep the United States dollar of value because BRIC, the countries in BRIC that form BRIC, that's an economical system with China, Russia, and all those other ones. That's an economical system. So Joe Biden is actually fighting to keep the dollar, the petrodollar, the number one world currency. They're fighting, but they're not fighting on the front street. They got individuals who they allies with that's fighting one another, but they're fighting each other behind the scenes. So yeah, it has already begun. I got on here just to explain that to everybody, and hopefully people catch the concept. The concept is he cannot announce that we are in a recession, no matter what, because it's an actual ongoing situation that he's fighting to maintain the petrodollar value, and this is why the propaganda with the news, they won't tell you that it has already begun. Salute. Thank you guys for rocking with me. He does not have the credibility to fight anything in him. And we know. You watch. I, I truly believe this. I truly believe this. You know, as we get to the bottom, of these things, I think that the citizens uh across the globe, they realize that no matter what type of no, at the end of the day, they realize that this situation is not their battle. This situation have individuals who are beyond the petrodollar and the world different world currencies. There's individuals who's behind the scenes, and I think that the worldwide citizens, we know that as a whole. So I don't think that it's about the United States falling, and I don't think that it's about Russia falling, China falling. I think that everybody starting to come together and realize that it's a system that's reigned by certain people, that it's corporations that's ran by certain people. That's what I think personally. So it won't, if anything collapse, it won't be the collapse of America by itself. It'll be the entire world, because people are waking up and realizing that they are a part of corporations. Their government are corporations, and every corporation is owned by somebody. So people are starting to wake up and realize that. But it has already begun, because the United States is currently uh, the world leader in currency, and the petrodollar is the number one currency. So a lot of those other corporations are actually at battle for that number one spot, and they're utilizing the 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 allies to jumpstart the circumstances to attack the petrodollar, and it's already happened. It's already happened. And if you get and if the petrodollar crash, you're gonna have a one world currency, which will form the NWO. It won't be Bitcoin. It won't be digital. It'll be. Matter of fact, it might do be a cryptocurrency, because guess what? It's digital and it could be tracked. But that's what it's all about. It's about the petrodollar collapsing to usher in the new world order. Because right now you got multiple different currencies, and you got multiple different currencies that's still in the paper trail. Everything is not digital yet. So it's bigger than what meets on the surface. It's all goes back to trying to form a one world order. That's all it is. But it's different. It's different countries that's allied with one another trying to jumpstart it. Most governments is one party in all countries. That's true. Salute, Alex. Salute. So yeah, I view these things. I sit back and I analyze these things, and I put them together, and I realize, and in my mind in real time, I don't have no pen, no pad. I freestyle on these lives on my actual thoughts and my opinions, and in real time, though it has already begun. But the main media not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that it's already begun. The true battle is to get all coins and all paper out of the hands of the citizens and get everybody digitally, finances digitally. That way you can be tracked. That's the end game. The end game is to remove all coins and paper out of the hands of the citizens across the globe and get everybody digitally. But in order to do that, though, you have to have a reset. So you have to have a distraction, chaos, in order to get there. So you have to attack what? The petrodollar, because right now that's the number one world currency. That's what everybody was taught. That's what everybody learned. That's what everybody know of. So you attack that, then you can usher in a digital world currency. Exactly, Rat TV. Exactly, exactly. Because here's the deal, right? Most countries they still got paper dollars and they have coins circulating, right? For the most part. Now, if China was to, let's say, somehow become world currency, right? At the end of the day, that's a colonized country. They're going to try to bring that colonized situation or circumstances to the whole world. So when you look at it from a perspective, right? Everything always jump off with China. They have facial recognition in China. Everything. So at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself who's behind the scenes of these moves. Who's behind the scenes? Like we all know that different world governments are corporations. So who's behind the scenes? So we don't have to get into who's behind the scenes because we know those things. But you're totally right, though, Rat TV. Uh, those Tesla and Neo and all those different cars that's electrical. You're totally right. In the event that they want to shut down everything and lock down, they can press a button and your car won't move. They will make you spend it on time limit, so you never acquire wealth. Right, right. That's why if you ask any rich man, they will tell you you'll never get rich working for somebody else. You have to take risks on your own self. You have to take risks on your own self. But at the end of the day, though, a lot of people, individuals that's rich, they're really not happy because that's why we're in a satanic world. Because rich folks want more and more and more and more, and they want more control, more control, more control, more control. So this is why we are in a place where we're at right now. But thank you guys for locking in with me. I rock with everybody. Salute this 504 cut. I truly, truly appreciate all you guys' time. All you guys' time. And I'm gonna continue to come in with these videos and uplifting people's spirit. Like I said, it already has begun. All right, it already has begun. It began a couple of years ago. It began a couple of years ago. Your everything leads back to one world order. Let's not forget that. Everything leads back to World Economic Formula. And King Charles was the founder, or a member rather, of the World Economic Formula. Everything leads back to royal. Okay? Now, let me get off because I can't say too much more than that. Not on this platform, not on this channel. Salute.